Vocal for local. It's a concept that has been promoted everywhere. And when was the last time you remember buying something not just made in India but made right here in Goa? Well, today with us we have two founders who have founded an organization, a company called Pop It Up. We have Natasha Parekh and Bhakti Hirani. Welcome to the show, ma'am. Okay, so can you tell us how exactly did this come to life? What exactly, motivated you all to start something like Pop It Up here in Goa?
So the two of us, we went to a pop-up here itself in Goa, and we were in fact stall participants at the time, and we were so inspired by the whole concept that on the way back we were like, why don't we start something like this in Panjim and see how it goes. And we just met one day, planned a pop-up, and
in fact I think we planned while we were coming back. And
yes.
The idea just came up and we were like, let's do it. I mean, we've been friends forever, so I think it was just easier to get it done at the comfort level that we share. So we went for that and we were really happy and inspired.
But what really inspired you all to raise Goan culture, the Goan heritage, the Goan products that they people make them in their households or even in their garages. So what exactly motivated you all to get this kind of product, this kind of manufacturing out to the masses?
So people always say that we don't have enough products or enough resources made right here in Goa. Whenever you think of, say, a wedding, you always think of going outside to a Bombay or a Delhi to buy stuff. But people don't know that we have so much talent here in Goa itself. People actually make everything, for example, wedding related here, and it's so creative. It's just that people didn't have the kind of platform, and we wanted to be the ones to give that platform to them.
Yeah. So when we went for this pop-up, we were shocked by the number of things that different people were making, like she said, wedding related, or just household items, lamps made out of used bottles, or jewelry made out of shells. You could just see these things, but when you see so many different vendors who are all under the same roof, and then you discover that so much of talent is here, right here where you stay, you're shocked. So we were really shocked that there are so many people who did this. I mean, when we went, we probably went just like, at least when I went, I took my seconds to sell off that, and she had her own business back then. So we went as partners, and we went there just to have a day of fun. It was a Sunday, we didn't really have anything to do, but when we saw others, we were so inspired. We were awestruck by the number of participants that were there, that were doing so much of local produce, using local produce that was of value to another end consumer, so that really inspired us that maybe they require a space, a niche for themselves, that they could reach out to the masses. We've heard of pop-up cultures all over. It's very popular. It's not that started right now, but because we had heard about it, and then we were like, okay, why don't we give them a platform? So the first time when we actually booked a space, we booked a huge space, and we didn't even know that we could probably fill it up.
Wasn't this fear that something was bothering you, that what if we do it on a large scale but no one turns up?
Yeah, of course.
That fear was there from day one, but
I can understand that
honestly,
fear, when you take such a big leap and you don't know whether people are going to show up or not.
I'm telling you, that was a leap of faith. Very honestly,
which in the beginning, I think just the two of us,
just the two of
we are
us,
going to make this work.
Yeah, we had friends who, honestly, friends, family who came back. Our fiancés at that time, they came around, they helped us set up, they did everything for us, so we had them as volunteers, so it was literally the two of us also who lifted those tables to put it up, to set stall, because in the beginning we've also had events, pop-ups, where we've just given table spaces. So the idea is to give the vendor their space, so they can create a space using their products. You don't really need something else. So honestly, it was a leap of faith. So when, like I said in the beginning, when we booked a place, we were unsure. You wouldn't believe, but 2 days before the event, we actually went for a 5 days holiday.
Yes.
Thinking, okay, now whatever has to happen will happen, So, and it was not in it wasn't in India. We went on an international girls trip. So, it was just a leap of faith, and I think that faith that we had in each other because each of our qualities that were being used, I mean, creatively from her side, or in terms of what I can put together from a little bit of an events background because of my education, so together I think we formed a very formidable team.
Yeah.
Friendship helped, knowing each other in the past also really helped. So
I remember my mom, like once the first event was done, she came and hugged me. She said, "I'm so proud of you." I mean,
Yeah.
because the event was a
Yeah.
huge success, and
Yeah.
I don't think we've looked back ever
Yeah.
since.
But how do you get in touch with vendors who are especially when they're local, they don't even normally when you're a big company they have a PR team, they have
Yeah.
social media, and you can really, it's easy
Yeah.
to access these kind of
Yeah.
people.
So I
But when
think-
you go for local, how do you really get in touch
I think
with
our
them?
PR is ourselves.
Yeah.
What really helped us is we are from Goa.
Goa.
We are from Panjim. So when we first gave out a call, people were first didn't know what is the concept of a pop-up market.
Yeah, back then.
Back then, in
7 years.
2016,
Yeah.
people didn't know the concept of a pop-up market. So we had to explain to them that we will give you a space, you come exhibit. So the first time was again a leap of faith from their side also, not knowing what they will expect.
Yeah.
And from the second time onwards, people started having a trust, because the first event, if you see our page, pop it up on Facebook, we have a few pictures that will show you, so you will see the number of people that turned up for that event, and people were as shocked as we were when we had first participated. So I think from then on, touch wood, by the grace of God, I think we've never really had to call people. People have seen what we have done, the hard work that we put in.
Yeah.
And trust me, till date, even after 7 years of doing the pop-up, we've still had participants who've been there with us from the very first
first,
pop-up
yeah.
right up to what we are doing right now.
Yeah.
But why Goa centric? Why is it has to be from Goa? What really is the motivation? Why not? We have the Goan influence is there around the neighboring
Yeah.
states as
Yeah.
well, and they do make similar products.
Yeah.
But why Goan?
So no, during our pop-ups, we do have a lot of
Yeah.
people who are from other states as well, but
We have people from Pan
Yeah.
India flying in just for our pop-up. Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple talent. India as a place has multiple talent. So there is so much of craft, so much of art that people are into, and we are unaware that that there are so many people who do so many things. So we keep it really open to people. So we have a lot of people from other states as well that have participated with us in the past. We've had people from Jaipur, we've had people from Bombay, we've had people from Delhi. So from all over the place.
Calcutta,
Yeah, all
You
over
can
the
think
place.
Gujarat, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Okay, so now the Heritage Festival, I mean, this
Yeah.
has been coming after
Yeah.
more than a decade now, and
Yeah.
that the whole festival is aimed at bringing up Goan heritage.
Yeah.
So what part are you all playing in this event?
So what we are essentially doing is the Heritage Festival celebrates the history of Goa, the different cultures that came in, that form the heritage of Goa. I mean, Goa is just not about one culture, it's about different things. So we as Pop It Up are curating a market, that celebrates everything that is made in Goa, everything is organic, everything that is upcycled, so to give it an element, where people can come, apart from the different elements that the Heritage Festival is going to have, where people are going to speak about the history, people are going to have different walks around the place. We are going to add an element of what people make. Like we said, we are the ones who are celebrating the different crafts, the different arts that these people have to do. So we are giving them a platform via this Heritage Festival to come and put up their things, their items that they can show to the public, and maybe have a connection to what they are making here in Goa, handmade,
So Bhakti, can you tell me some of the kind of things that people could expect for the event? What kind of products are we
yes.
looking at?
So we will have products of different categories, from your home decor to jewelry. In fact, someone is going to put up, earrings, handmade earrings,
Handmade earrings.
stall, your clothing. We have all different categories that you can expect at the pop-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you all were in a process of setting up Pop It Up, what exactly was your major hurdle that emerged when you all were organizing these kind of events?
I think every pop-up had its own hurdle. Honestly,
Yeah.
no single pop-up went without
yeah.
a hurdle. Every event is an experience by itself, because there are different things. So take it this way, that we are bringing about 100 different craftsmen or artists under one roof. So each one has a certain requirement. while we aim to give the best of quality standards in terms of the space, everyone will have a certain way of putting their things up. So, to bring a mental aspect of everything being uniform has always been a hurdle. Sometimes everything is not enough. So even though we try the best from our side, sometimes we think that the participants could have been hurt in that process, because maybe their creativity at some point is probably not okay with the mindset that we have. So we try and give as much of an open space for them to display their creativity and their talent. So sometimes, setup's always been a hurdle sometimes, but most of the times it's always been good. I mean, the initial...
and we try and learn from every event. And we try to better ourselves for the next one.
We try and understand what a participant is looking out from us as organizers,
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you all because we are going to go for a short commercial. And you can join us back in a few moments. Welcome back. You're joining us with Natasha and Bhakti, who are the co-founders of Pop It Up, and they are contributing a small part at the Goa Heritage Festival. So, to pick up where we left off, you all were talking about, various artists and, craftsmen who come and, showcase their product. So, can you tell us, some few artisans or craftsmen who have, really caught your interest, or really caught your eye, like what they make and how they do it?
Yes, definitely. So for our last pop-up that we had at Inox, there was this teenage girl called Prasiddhi Amonkar. So she's a quilling artist, and in fact she sells all over the world because she has a store at Etsy also, and she had participated for Pop It Up. So when I went to her stall, her art was so beautiful, it caught my eye at that very moment, and I saw one pet's portrait that she had made. It was so identical to her pet because she had put a before and after of how it actually looked. And at that time only I decided that whenever I get a pet in future, I'm definitely going to go to her. So I got a pet and I sent her my pet's picture, and the way she's done the entire art, like the quilling art, it was just breathtaking. I told her that it looks so much better in person. When I saw it, I was like, wow, you're so talented. And not just her, we have so many other people like this.
From different age groups,
From different age groups, whether, from a teenager to a lady who's like 75, 80 has participated with us.
And they stay all day, and they make things by themselves, So we've had like teenagers, like she mentioned, like 13, 14-year-old children who've had baked goods that they've made themselves, like in fact at our very first pop-up, we had a young boy, I think Dheer Madan, probably, I'm guessing, that was way back in 2016, that he was baking cookies and brownies that he put up, and his stall was sold out by the very first half of
because everyone is so impressed that such a young kid is baking, and it kind of also gives the kid an inspiration that, oh my god, I can also do this as a business, maybe, because if it interests me, I can continue baking and maybe turn it into a business
profession
someday.
I mean, why today limit yourself to just professions that we think are
traditional.
I suppose traditional, so we've had old women and old men who put up different art made out of upcycled, recycled things, bottles, nameplates made out of wooden blocks, just like that. So it's really inspiring that you don't really need an age to start something that you love. If you have the passion, if you have the will, why not? I mean, I think that is what Pop It Up celebrates, and that is why we try to give as much of free space. We give our participant, this is your space, you set it up. We are not going to decorate the space for you. Bring your wares, put it up, you set it up. As long as we give you the space that is allocated, So we're letting them speak for their creativity, So
and very honestly, it's so nice to see how each space is made up and decorated so creatively, like it speaks.
So each
like,
one can
of what
showcase
they
how what
are,
exactly their
Yes,
culture
absolutely.
and what they
culture,
come
what
from.
they are.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you said right now, upcycling and recycling.
Yeah.
How far is this kind of promoted in our local kind of, products that we make? Because normally Goan traditional art is usually clay or wooden.
Yeah.
So is this something that is like, very frequent with the kind of people that come to you all for pop-up?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
I think now everyone is anyways taking a very sustainable route. They are
Yeah.
very mindful about the way they are making their products. So not just
Yeah.
I mean, everyone
So even
is
using, for
definitely,
example, using organic paper when it comes to their art.
Yeah.
Or you, like you said, clay. To make jewelry, or using upcycled wood to make like nameplates or boards or things that you can use in your homes. Furniture. Or whatever. So they are using a lot of things. They are trying to avoid plastic. So there is a sense of awareness that is really building up. Because today we need it the most. Our
Yeah.
future generations depend
Yeah.
on the decisions that we make. So I think that awareness is really setting in right now with the kind of products that are made.
on that thought, I in fact thought about this one brand that used to make pencils, right, for
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And at the end of the once the pencil gets over, that there's a seed that you
Seed,
can plant.
yeah,
Yeah.
plant it. Yeah.
So I mean, it's thoughtful, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. You all have been in this business for, I understand, 7 years now,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And over the 7 years, do you feel that, I don't know whether it's true or not, but do you feel like, whether some crafts or some, traditional workmanship is kind of losing touch? Like, with modernization, kids are more like, more tend to get an IT job or like, move out of the state or, diverge from their cultural, what their craftsman was, their
Yeah.
family tradition. Do you feel it is being kind of lost somewhere along the way? Because you all have been seeing this over past 7 years.
Yeah.
So do you feel?
Yeah, maybe,
Yes and
but
no, no?
yes and no,
Yeah.
because some people, like I said, it's all about passion. So
Yeah.
if you think that you can carry on that tradition and you really have the passion, because to do something requires courage, requires some sort of motivation, some kind of encouragement. So if you think that you can take up that step and do it, then why not? I mean, we came from a background where our parents at our very first pop-up said, no, you all cannot do this. But we proved them wrong, which is quite evident from the fact when she said that our parents came and hugged us and said, oh, y'all have managed to do this, and they were so proud of us. So, it's about breaking that stereotype and saying, no, we want to do it. So, it's not only about us, it's also about those vendors or those participants or those children, who are breaking away from the stereotypes and wanting to do something that makes a difference to their lives and to the lives around them as well.
Okay. So now, the Heritage Festival, like I mean, like I said earlier, it has been done after like so many years now.
Yeah.
And you are curating the Goa Bazaar at the event, right?
Yeah.
So, how was it that, you all thought of like, normally you all do events on your own. So why
Yeah.
this time be part of something that you could have easily done on your own?
So it's always nice to associate with which is something nice, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
have some really nice people who are there on board with us. Heta's there, Caesar's there, Vivek's there, Preeta's there, all of them, Carlos. So, they're all bringing in something that really means something of value, They're bringing on a part of Goa that everyone needs to know, There is a certain culture that is there. I mean, there is one part of doing a pop-up just by ourselves, We can do that always. We will always do that. But associating with something that has been a part of our culture, I mean, we are from Goa, so it's nice that we can be associated and associated with a festival like this. So when
Yeah.
we were approached to be a part of this, I mean, we were really we were really excited that we could be a part of something
a
like
part
this.
of
Why
this.
not?
Okay, so any plans for Pop It Up to, expand anywhere in the near future, or is it like, y'all are really content with like, our Goa, like, let's keep it
Inshallah.
going?
Inshallah, absolutely. I mean, definitely, we would want to go out and
Maybe our way of expansion could be like taking the Goans
Goans
outside.
outside,
and
yeah.
maybe showing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Goan
Correct.
talent to other
to
states.
other
or
states.
countries.
Yeah, that is something that we'd really want to
Yeah.
do. I mean, why go out and do something when we can take our Goans
Goans.
and take them and show them to the world? Because
Yeah.
trust me, Goa has a lot of talent. Yeah.
does, yeah.
So, when you get vendors, is it that you have to approach the vendors, or is there some platform where the vendors can approach you all? Because, when you have remote people, like people in remote areas that, do make homemade products, but they don't really know that what is going on in cities or like, major outdoor events. So, how do you all get in,
So honestly, what works for us is also word of mouth. A lot of our stall participants also go and tell other vendors that, hey, I participated for Pop It Up, my experience was so and so, why don't you guys join in for the next one? So this is one way that, we also get new vendors. And secondly, is social media, of course. I mean, social media is connecting everyone around the world. So that's the two main
ways that
we
social media has really been on our side, because from day one it was just the two of us, Bhakti and myself. So putting that word out, putting the right word out through social media has really been our game. I mean, it has helped us to grow, helped us find the right participants as well. So it's been a great call to action platform for us. So yeah.
Okay, sadly we are running out of time, and we're gonna have to end the program here. But I really hope that a lot of people do come out and experience our Goan craft, our Goan products that are made right here in the state. And like we have Bhakti and we have Natasha who are helping promote such products. I really wish you all the best, and I hope a lot more products and Goans do come out and visit your Goa Bazaar.
Thank you so much.
And keep watching Goa 365.